He kōna ipurangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
Kia ora, Pilina Lau here from Culture 101. Every Sunday around 1:30 we catch up with our regular cast of reviewers to find out what's hot and what's not at the movies. This week, Dan Slevin reviews Disclosure Day, Spielberg's alien whistleblower thriller, Scary Movie 6 and Recreation, Jim Sheridan's courtroom drama. Kia ora, Dan.
Hello there, how are you?
You've got an interesting list here. We'll start with Disclosure Day. This is directed by Steven Spielberg. I've seen this all over sort of the internet, social media, all that kind of thing. But this imagines how humanity might react if we're finally told the truth about the presence of alien life, a secret that the US government has kept for decades. Josh O'Connor plays the whistleblower. People may recognise him from The Crown as Prince Charles. Colin Firth, the government official trying to stop him, and Emily Blunt is a TV weather presenter whose long-suppressed memories may be the key to unlocking the mystery. She's been getting a lot of praise for her performance. Let's have a listen to a clip.
The data they paid me to protect.
Are they people?
No.
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Today is today's.
Do you understand what she's saying?
I hear it. It's gibberish. I can't understand it.
And I can.
What's happening to me?
People are starved for the truth. I'm a part of it now. I'm just sorry.
How lucky are we that the greatest filmmaker to ever do it is still among us and still making films at the age of 79, 37 feature films, an extraordinary career.
I know. I was so surprised.
It makes it, I mean, it's quite a bold thing to say, I think, that basically the greatest filmmaker who has ever lived is still working. But, you know, we're used to the greatest painters or the greatest composers or what have you living centuries ago or being long dead and what have you. So the idea that we're still getting these wonderful opportunities, I think, is really extraordinary. And I mean, that 37-film career is absolutely unsurpassable by anybody. You can argue that maybe some other films are better than films on his list, but the career is so remarkable. The other thing about Spielberg is that there is no greater exponent of film grammar. The ability to use a camera as a storytelling tool is remarkable, and it's kind of effortless as well, the way that he continues to do that in his films. And Disclosure Day is, I think, as good an example as we've had of his greatness in the modern era. And this is unusual for Spielberg in that it's a story that he's written himself. He wrote a 50-page treatment. It's something that he's been wanting to get off his chest for a long while.
Oh, I didn't realise this. Okay.
Yes, so he gave that treatment to the screenwriter David Kapp, who is a regular collaborator of his, who then polished it up and turned it into a formal screenplay. But this is something that Spielberg has had on his mind for a long time, and he's been wanting to go back to the world of aliens and alien interaction with humans. And I think it's quite important to point out that while this is a world that he's been in before, he's not actually terribly interested in the aliens themselves. He's much more interested in the effect on humanity and on the individual human beings that are in their orbit, if you know what I mean. So this is a story of, I guess, if you're a conspiracy theorist who believes in the idea of aliens being stored at Roswell, New Mexico, and Area 51, and what have you. He's taken that as being the truth, and that a mysterious quasi-government organization has been keeping the information from the rest of the world and exploiting the technology and exploiting the aliens that they have in their custody. And what the film actually starts almost halfway through the story, because we launch into it with incredible urgency. Josh O'Connor's character has stolen all of the evidence. He was a crypto scientist at this mysterious organization, and he's taken the film, the videos, the audio, and is attempting to get it out to the world so that the secret will be broken. On the other side, we've got Colin Firth, who's desperately trying to stop him, and we also have Emily Blunt as a fairly sort of one of Spielberg's classic sort of ordinary citizens, really. She's a TV weather presenter, but it turns out that she has a bit of a secret from her past that may connect her to everything going on. And it's an absolutely astonishing performance from Emily Blunt. It's easily the best thing that she's ever done.
Wow.
And I think largely, we've seen all of these aspects of her performance in other things that she's done, but never all together, if you know what I mean. It's like bringing it all together, and it's a real powerhouse performance. There's humour, there's fear, there's action, there's an incredible technical facility as well, along with it all. I was really moved by Disclosure Day. I thought that it was apart from just being a great, in American terms, summer blockbuster with Hitchcockian sort of thriller aspects to it. There's car chases, there's lots of action. But at the same time, Spielberg has got a lot on his mind, and it's about not just what the impact of knowing that we are no longer alone in the universe will have on social cohesion or on our faith or on all of those things. It's also asking us to recognize that we are already no longer alone. We have each other, but we're not doing a very good job of it. And asking us to pay more attention to our neighbours, to our fellow citizens, and listen to them and have empathy for them. And the background, the political background of the film is that there is a build-up of potential nuclear war over the Korean Peninsula, and that's sort of hovering around in the background, and you can tell that Spielberg's aliens are kind of desperate to. Spielberg's aliens are always teaching, aren't they? We're just children in universal terms, and we need these wise aliens to come and sort us out and tell us how it should be done.
He likes to put the mirror back on us, doesn't he? And it, like you say, the aliens, the shark. It's always a catalyst to see how the humans react, how they cope. Yeah,
absolutely. I just want to have another shout out here to a veteran, John Williams. Once again, I think his 30th collaboration for a score with Spielberg. He's 94 years old now, and it is a classic John Williams score.
Oh, epic. Well, I mean, sounds like this is one you have to see in the cinema. That's Disclosure Day, directed by Steven Spielberg. Now, next on your list, Dan, I was surprised. Scary movie. This is the 6th one now. The comedian Wayans Brothers are also back for the first time since Scary Movie 2 in 2001, and this is the long-running franchise. But this is a franchise of horror film parodies, for those who aren't familiar. But let's have a listen to a clip.
What have you been up to? Oh, neglecting my children so I can prepare to kill Ghostface should he ever return. What about you?
Well, I've been mostly just getting high school kids drunk in a desperate attempt to stay young and keep my kids at home.
I always knew you'd be a great mom.
Oh, Cindy. Should we hug?
Oh, I really want to, but I'm a Republican now, so I'm supposed to be racist.
Oh, girl, I think all white people are racist anyway. Come here.
Okay.
That's Anna Faris and Regina Hall. They're long-running stars of the Scary Movie franchise. They were in the original in 2000. They missed out on Scary Movie 5, which was actually 13 years ago. So it's been quite a fallow period for this particular franchise. But there they are, back, and the central characters once again in this. I mean, look, these are by their very nature patchy, aren't they? They're very uneven because they're throwing so many jokes at either visual or verbal or what have you, and quite often they're having to stop and explain themselves.
It's about a reference a minute.
Or even more so than that, I would say. The Wayans Brothers, and in fact the entire Wayans family, though if you watch the credits, there's even some of their kids and grandkids are in there as well, are back at the helm of this particular version of the franchise and trying to get it back to where it was at the beginning. And while a lot of the gags in this are not really my cup of tea, I have a very low tolerance for vulgarity's sake, shall we say. I did find that when it sort of leaned into being a commentary on African American culture and being black in America and being black on film in America, it had a little bit of grit to it and a bit of sort of energy there, which I really appreciated. And so some aspects of it I really did laugh out loud about. Evidently, they were still filming in April this year to try and keep the references as up to date as possible.
Yeah.
But even then, it still ends up it's feeling a little bit out of date. Like 2 weeks ago, we had the film Backrooms came out, and that just looks absolutely ripe for parody in a film like Scary Movie. And so it even then, it just feels like it's a little bit behind the eight ball.
Interesting. Well, they had to have a cut-off date, Dan. They couldn't keep filming.
They had to get it out, I suppose.
They had to get it out. Okay, if you were going to have to give that some, I mean, I don't know if you like this system, stars or something out of 10, what would you give it?
I would give this 3 stars, which is way more than I thought I was going to be giving it when I went in. Like I say, there are some aspects of it that work really well. It's very, very well performed by everybody. Like they're clearly giving it their all, and lots of the original people from the very first film have come back, and it feels like getting the team back together again.
Bit of a reunion.
In a way that, that's right.
Okay, and that's Scary Movie 6. And lastly, Recreation. This is Jim Sheridan directed. Reminiscent of the classic drama 12 Angry Men. Now, this is a recreation that imagines a jury deliberating after a trial of a man accused of murdering a French television producer outside her home in Cork in Ireland in 1996. And Sheridan actually plays one of the jurors along with Phantom Thread star Vicky Krieps and another juror Cole Meany as the man on trial. Let's have a listen to a clip.
So, the original pathologist only talks about a rock and her being hit with a rock, which is why she died. And this pathologist now suddenly talks about the stabbing and the choking, which is what we see with the fingernails, where she tried to free herself. And once she was unconscious, hit with a rock. And so, I'm just saying, if they have this wrong, what else do they miss?
Did that make any sense to anybody else? No? I don't know. What are we going to figure out with a reenacting a stabbing with a head?
Stop that?
Well,
Is
that's
that
a
like,
very-
are
that's
you
very
a
English thing to
recorder?
do.
Are you on record? Are you on repeat? Do you have a different CD we can put in? Yes, thank you. Okay.
But the 2 pathologists, that is an issue.
He f***ing killed her, simple as.
But
He's a
why
murderer.
did they not do a better job? It's a job.
Do you understand? This is nothing to him. He nearly took the eye out of his own woman. Do you understand? This is nothing to him, okay? This is his royal duty, okay? To beat women, kill women.
Oh,
It
you
doesn't
would be
matter.
surprised how many men beat their women and
No, I wouldn't
one
be surprised.
knows
I know.
about it
I know.
ever again. They will,
I never hit a woman in my life.
This is a film for the true crime aficionados who are listening. It's called Recreation, and the foundation is a murder that took place in Cork in Ireland in 1996, and there was a prime suspect in that. A guy called Ian Bailey, who was a journalist who wrote about the case, but 6 weeks later he was arrested and charged, but never went to trial. And there were a lot of questions about the quality and inconsistency of the police investigation. The victim was a French woman who had a holiday home in Cork, and one of the interesting things about the French legal system is that any crime that happens to a French person can be tried in France. They tried to extradite Ian Bailey in 2019. The Irish wouldn't let him go, so he was tried in absentia and found guilty. And this film tries to imagine what an Irish trial of Ian Bailey would have been like. And so the intent is to try and work out finally, once and for all, whether he is in fact guilty of the crime or whether there's enough doubt to allow him to have gone free. And it's very cunning, actually, the way that it does it. So rather than having a sort of courtroom, we have the jury room, and they argue backwards and forwards about the evidence that they've seen and heard. Jim Sheridan, a multi-Academy Award nominee for his directing, has already made a documentary series about this same case. So he's clearly very exercised about it. And it is kind of gripping in terms of the drama. If you don't know anything about the case, as I didn't, you might find it a bit hard to keep up, but eventually you'll get there.
Okay, it sounds like a good classic drama, like you say, for the true crime fans. That is Recreation by Jim Sheridan, and your other recommendations were Scary Movie 6 and Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for your picks this week for the big screen.
Always a pleasure.